Hello everyone, this is Q&A number 4. Frequently asked questions by fans and followers and everyone else. And today we're going to talk about acting. Not what I've done as an actor, but about acting, about the craft. I've had a lot of questions from since the very beginning when we start promoting Conclave. So let's get into it. So one of the most frequently asked questions is, how do I get into acting? Well, guess what? All your life you've been acting. Every time you want something, every time you don't want something, you act to achieve your goal. So in a movie, in a play, in the theater, in every story, there's an arc of the actor, of the character. Where it starts, where it's going to get. What do they want? You have to understand what they want and act accordingly. The biggest challenge is to look natural while you do that and while you repeat the lines. So this is not an easy feat. This is something you have to polish, you have to practice constantly. That's where the challenge comes, and that's why you need a coach. Well, that's why you need to get involved and do it. You will not get to a major film just like that. I mean, it took me 2 years or more, 3 years of practice, and keep knocking at doors and keep putting myself for approval or rejection in many casting, many projects. So you have to do that. You have to flex your muscles. Now, how do you get those muscles, the acting muscles? How do you get to understand the story, the intention, the strategies, and the nuances of the character? First of all, like I said, you need a coach, but I recommend very much to be in a workshop, in an acting workshop. I cannot recommend one because there are many around the world. There are some online, there are some live, whatever works better for you. But you have to be open to receive criticism, to receive critique about your work, to be honest and follow, trust the process, follow the instructions of your coaches, and then when you see yourself taped, to be honest about how good you did. So another thing that is very helpful, and Sir Ian McKellen has mentioned that in many interviews, if you don't have the time or the money, or you just can't do it on the go, watch a movie. Watch a movie of your favorite actor, your favorite actress, and see how they do it. See how they convey the emotions. See how they play anger, sadness, tension, uncertainty, and so on. And also read, and I have some recommendations, some good books. These are like basic books for the actor. The first one is Sanford Meisner on acting. Sanford Meisner, this is an acting technique based on repetition in order to establish an emotional connection and be able to convey the emotions on the scene. There's this True and False by David Mamet. This is kind of controversial, and I'll tell you a little bit more later. So these are the ones that I read. A Practical Handbook for the Actor. This is more focused on theater, but it's very true also for TV and film. The Actor's Audition also is a very basic reference. And then this is one of my favorite, Making a Good Script Great. I got this one in order to understand how the plot works, how the characters are structured, what is expected from the actor to be able to convey the character properly in the classical structure or the most common structures in film. So that's it. Then I also have this one, which is very technical. It's more like to understand what happens on the set once you're there. The Craft of Screenwriting. This is kind of a technical thing. This is more for screenwriters, but it could be also an interesting reference. So those are my basic references. I have other books about Tarantino, how Tarantino shoots, and about The Godfather and so on, but those are more on the side of the filmmaking craft. So for acting, those are my basic notes for you. Get to understand the intention, the intent of the character, and don't wait for big productions to be part of them. You have to start anywhere you can start. You can start in the community theater. You can start in the church group for the Christmas pageant or the pastorela, like we say in Latin America. The gist is get to do your craft, and it's called a craft because it requires practice. It requires dedication in order to be able to do it right. Okay, so that's it for today. That's just a brief introduction into acting. You've been acting all your life. And just to close to finish this video, young people ask me, what's the best advice you can give a young actor? And this is it. Pay attention to life. Live. Live fully, meaning contemplate. Let the situation sink in you, and you will not have all the experiences that like maybe an adult or someone in the middle age like myself in the Middle Ages could have. But in the Middle Ages, no, middle-aged person. Anyways, but you can watch, you observe people, observe those who are going through difficult situations, those who are in joy, those who are in sadness. And learn from them, and keep that in mind when you have to play a character like that. Don't force the emotion. Try to make them yours so you can be truthful. So that's it. One of the biggest advices you can get from any actor, and I saw this from Walton Goggins recently in an interview, that acting is to be yourself in the most truthful way in an imaginary situation. Think about that. Yeah, I was not a cardinal. I was not Cardinal Benitez, but it was myself. I lent myself. I lent my body, my voice, and my presence to Cardinal Benitez in order to portray him in the film Conclave. So in every single film, you have to do that and be truthful, because when you're not truthful, the audience can tell, and you look fake, and then people don't like. Okay, we'll talk about this a little bit more further, but thanks for sticking with me for this video. It's kind of a long one for the kind of videos I usually upload, but I appreciate very much, and I'll see you soon with another Q&A or more portraits of the rulers of the universe. You know who they are. Cheers.